Good day, everyone. In our today's class, we'll be looking at question under friction. The question says, a 70 kg gas cylinder is slid along the floor by a 420 Newton force, as shown below. The coefficient of friction between the gas cylinder and the floor is 0.5 when the gas cylinder is sliding. Find the acceleration of the cylinder. What we have to calculate is acceleration, and that was why I signify it out here so that we will know that what we are calculating for is acceleration. So the next thing is to write solution, which has been done. Now, in the question, we are given a diagram. Thank God they've analyzed the forces acting on the objects down for us. Remember that these two forces, this and this, are acting vertically, that is in a static position. They are acting on the body in a static. These two forces acting in a static direction. Let me put it like that. Why this and this are acting in a sliding motion. Now, let's fully solve that question. If we want to solve the question, remember, it is simple, but it is necessary for us to calculate for the Fn rather. Remember, this Fn, this mg represent the weight of the cylinder, on the floor, while this Fn represents the normal reaction of the floor on the cylinder. Now, so we are going to calculate for this Fn first. Now remember, both this and this, they give equal forces. Let me put it like that. That is, this and this are what? They are equal. Therefore, we say our Fn is equal to mg if they are equal. That means, what's our m? It is given in the question to be 70 kg times our g. Let's say our g is 10. You can use 9.81 meter per second square, but let's use 10. So we have this to be 700 Newton. So our normal reaction now is now 700 Newton. Now, what we are going to do next now is acceleration that we are calculating, but frictional force must be known first before we could be able to calculate the acceleration. Now, we are not dealing with the static position again like this. So we are dealing with when the object is sliding. And before the object could start sliding, this force of 4 Newton must be applied. And as much as the force of 420 Newton is applied, remember, there must be friction that will exist between the surface and the floor. Now, what we are going to do now is to calculate. Now, to calculate the frictional force that is opposing this sliding motion of this gas cylinder, it is very simple. Remember, to calculate frictional force, to calculate frictional force, that is FF. Therefore, you have your FF to be equal to, remember, coefficient of friction between this gas cylinder and the floor, that is, times what? Your Fn. Remember, in this question, your Fn represents your normal reaction. What's your this? It is given to be 0.5 times this calculated to be 700, and this is going to give you what? It's going to give you 350 Newton. Now, haven't get the friction that is opposing this movement when this force is being applied. Now we can now calculate the acceleration. Now to calculate the acceleration, to calculate the acceleration, comma, we need to go back to the diagram. Look at this diagram very well. If this force, the question says we should calculate the acceleration, meaning this force being applied to this object cause it to what? To move. And that was why it is stated in the question that this object, after the force has been applied to it, that it is in a sliding motion. So now, for this force to cause this object to move, it means the frictional force is greater than the frictional force is less than the what? The force being applied. Therefore, the sum of the force, remember in the sliding motion, two forces acted on it. Now, and the two forces that are acting on this object is this and this. Why this is less than this? So we are going to look at the sum of the forces acting on the object in the sliding motion. Now the two forces, the sum of the two forces is equal to the main force. Let me say that one is F. So the main force minus the force of what? The main force is the force applied minus the force of what? Friction, which is equal to, and that's what will cause it to be in what? In motion. Remember. Now, what's this? This is given to be what? 420 minus, what's this? This is calculated to be 350, which is equal to, what's our M? Our M is known to be what? 70. It's given in the question to be 70. Then A is what we have to calculate. When we remove this from this, we are going to get 70 is equal to 70A. Therefore, our A is equal to 70 divided by what? 70. And that's going to give us 1 meter per second square. That is, A is equal to 1.0 meter per second square. Good. We are fully solved for what they ask us to calculate now. And that's the final answer, 1 meter per second square. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So when you subscribe to this channel, one way or the other, you are helping the channel to progress. So I'm begging. I have a lot of stuff down for whoever that subscribe to this channel. Stuff under physics, under mathematics, under power sector, as well as how to make money online, especially Amazon KDP. I have it down. I am loaded with those 4 items that the channel was being organized for. So thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel again. You are welcome.